I love New York. It's a great city. I grew up there. But when it comes to parking, forget it. If you live there, you know that it can take forever to find a spot. So when Harry Ashkenazi pulled up to the Chinese auction on King's Highway, he knew no matter the cost, valet is worth every dollar. He pulled up to the car in front of him and waited patiently. But after a few minutes of waiting and not moving, Harry stuck his head out the window and noticed that the couple in the car in front of him, who he recognized as Nancy and Jack Beta, were schmoozing with an old friend standing next to their car.
While we were waiting, one of our friends was crossing the street, so we stopped to say hello to them, a couple, and we were talking to them for a little while.
Harry honked softly, tried to get their attention, but Nancy and Jack kept on schmoozing.
And I continued to gently honk. No response. So I was thinking, you want to know, there's a lot of retail stores here. Maybe they're not going to the Chinese auctions. So I pull around, give my car to valet, and my wife and I go up to the Chinese auction.
10 minutes later, Harry was having a good time with his friends in the hall.
I turn around and I see a couple beelining towards me, not happy at all.
When they approached him, Nancy let him have it.
I told him, Harry, that really wasn't a very nice thing to do.
She told him how inconsiderate and rude he was for cutting them off, especially because he took the last spot in valet, and they were forced to park 3 blocks away.
I was annoyed and I felt it was very, very gutsy to do something like that. At least give us a honk, warn us that you're gonna go around us.
Nothing that I said, of course, could calm them down. And they walked away, again in a huff and puff, and I felt terrible.
Fast forward 5 months later, Nancy's in her house. She gets a call, Erev Yom Kipur.
I was surprised. It was like 9 o'clock in the morning, and he said, Harry Ashkenazi, go, whoa. And I wasn't going to be rude and hang up the phone on him because he is a person in the community that we could have interactions with, and I just was happy to hear what he had to say.
Harry explained to her that every Erev Yom Kippur, he sits down and tries to think back if there's anyone who might have been hurt by something he said or did.
You remember many months ago, we had an issue. You thought I took your spot. And I know you and Jack were very angry. I understand it. And I want to ask your forgiveness.
And I said, of course, please forgive me for the way I spoke to you. Let it be forgotten. He says, fine, no problem. We hung up, and it was right before Rosh Hashanah and Iom Kipur. We felt it was like the right thing to do. We were both very happy that it was aired out.
A few years later, Nancy received a call from a shadchan who was suggesting a shidduch for her son David. When Nancy heard the name of the girl, her heart skipped a beat. Lorraine Ashkenazi, Harry's daughter.
My husband and I looked at each other and said, we have no problem with that. We'd love her to be our daughter-in-law.
A few months later, David Beta and Lorraine Ashkenazi got married. Nancy and Harry were officially family.
I was talking to my wife and I said, Jamie, imagine if that call wasn't made. They had a right to say, what? Harry and Jamie Ashkenazi? But they did wasn't right. That's not the type of character we want in our family. And we're blessed now because of that Erev Kippur call to ask Mechila.
But the story doesn't end here. After David and Lorraine got married and settled in Lakewood, another important shidduch happened as a result of Harry's call. I know the couple personally. They live in Los Angeles. Their names, Yoel and Rachel Gold. My shidduch. When David was in Lakewood, he learned there in yeshiva, sat next to me, got to know me, and somehow managed to convince my wife to marry me. Without David and Lorraine's efforts, I would probably not be married to my wife today.
What started off as a phone call many, many years ago ended up not only having the David Beta family, but having the Yoel Gold family.
You know, it takes a lot of courage and humility to pick up a phone and make the call, especially when we believe we're right.
I did something wrong in their eyes, and I don't care who it is. They felt hurt. I don't think I did anything wrong, but they felt it. Doesn't make a difference what I feel.
Over the next few days, take the opportunity. Pick up a phone and make the call to a family member, a neighbor, or an old friend who might have been hurt by something you said or did. I guarantee you, you will feel better about yourself, but more importantly, you will generate all the blessings Hashem has in store for you this coming year.